Time to go on an adventure, everybody, on Deep Dive Zone, a Sonic review series for fans of all shapes and sizes. I'm your host, Devin, joined as always by my co-hosts, Lorne and Bruce, and today we have finished the Iron Dominion arc of Archie Sonic, so we've got some more disconnected stuff in the meantime between that and the next big thing.
Yeah.
It's, you gotta pace things, you gotta have something to cool down. And what better way to cool down than with Sonic number 213, and we've got Big the Cat and the Wolf Pack on the cover.
Oh, heck yeah, Big the Cat. I'm always down for some big comics.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited to see the wolves be used for something interesting.
Yeah, that's also a good point.
They literally,
Yeah,
they've shown
We've barely seen them.
They've
shown
shown
up.
but they haven't done shit.
No, they really haven't.
So, yeah, let's get into it. The story here is Raining, that's R-E-I-G-N, Raining Cats and Dogs, Flynn and Butler. Sonic and Sally travel to meet with the Wolfpack Nation, but find themselves embroiled in a dispute between the Felidae of Cat Country and some curious interference from the Dark Egg Legion. So, yeah, we start with Sonic and Big already under attack from things that we didn't see before. And, yeah, Cat Country from the SA1 arc.
Can't say I was Well, I can't even say that I wasn't expecting to see them come up again, because I figured they would at some point, I guess.
I mean,
I forgot that they showed up in the SA1 arc originally, so I guess it's actually not that strange to link them to Big, because I was like, that's really strange, but I guess it's actually logical.
Gotta remember,
if you look back, it makes sense.
These were the guys that Pachacamic was at war with in these comics.
That's right, yeah.
Mentioning no Nocturnus, but yeah, they are mad at Sonic because someone took the Black Emerald that previously housed Chaos, and Sonic was here to get that anyway, but he didn't take it.
Mm-hmm.
He tries to explain all this, but he's not wearing the right clothes.
Right.
That technically was a detail in the story that Penders wrote way back when, but it only came up like once, and it wasn't really a big deal.
I had no shot of remembering that, because the only thing I remember from that is that the Queen eats children.
Okay. Flynn did say at some point, like, no, she was just messing with them. So that part has been repaired. But
I like vaguely remembered something about that, so
yeah, no. But the clothes thing is a recurring element for them now. So we have to explain what's going on. So we dress up Big in Truth Teller's clothes, and Sonic's like, I'm wearing Truth Interpreter's gloves. So it's we're rules lawyering a foreign culture again, basically.
Damn.
I definitely could have guessed.
If they say it's okay, I guess it's okay.
I guess, yeah.
They seem to be more willing to listen to Big than Sonic, but like Big isn't very talkative, so they're like, "Ugh, fine, Sonic, I'll let you talk." I do find it funny that they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll listen to a traitor, but not an outsider."
Yeah. But the two of them together can construct what's going on.
Right.
So now we learn how we got here. Sonic and Sally came on invitation from the Wolfpack to be made honorary members, which I kind of thought that was what that Sat AM plotline that they adapted was doing already, but whatever.
I guess they're actually finishing that, because they have been busy quite a bit.
For like 2 years, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they're actually doing it now, so fair enough.
Makes sense.
But they do indeed meet up with Lupe. Now she's more than just the pack leader, but chieftain of the Wolfpack Nation. So all over Mobius there are wolves, but now they're all collectively wolves together, I guess. I don't know.
Sure, okay, yeah.
She's got a more elaborate outfit now. I guess it's fine. I don't know. It doesn't really make a huge difference to me.
Not really.
They also clarify that Tails, Antoine, and Bunny aren't here because they're busy doing a Sonic Universe arc. And Rotor's a council member, and Amy is staying so that the city would have some muscle around. So that's why it's just Sonic and Sally here, basically. But anyway, they were invited to be granted honorary membership. We can't do that because the ancient onyx, the Black Emerald, is missing. And I think from here on out, they only call it the ancient onyx.
They never once called it the Black Emerald in this story, actually.
Probably for the best that they don't call it an emerald.
Well, I get why they changed the name because it
Yeah,
becomes important that it's not an emerald, but
yeah,
I don't know. Black Emerald just has a better ring to it, in my opinion.
that's
I mean,
fair.
it's mysterious, you know. You have Chaos Emeralds, and then this other one. What could be going on with that? There's not a lot going on
Ooh,
with it as it happens. But
no, no.
anyway,
Well,
the Wolfpack are convinced that the cat people, or Felidae as they're now called, are the ones who took it. And then they're like, "Oh no, one of them is here. They've come to our city. Who would dare invade us?" And it's big.
Oh, awesome. Before we get too far, I was surprised that they actually remembered that the CNN aerial existed because I
oh
kind of
yeah.
didn't. But they're here. They do nothing, but they're here. We're not forgotten.
Oh yeah, the two
Yeah, they
human
do nothing,
kids.
but they are here. Yeah,
Yes. Good good for them. Anyway, it's
good
big.
for them.
And I like the joke where Sonic says it's big and Lupe says big, it's enormous. But he is actually here because the Felidae don't have the Onyx and are accusing the wolves of taking it.
Of
So
course, this is a pretty standard. This is pretty standard writing fare.
yeah, somebody took it, and both of these people who historically don't like each other are accusing the other
Think
of
each
doing
other
it.
to. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
And it's very funny because Sonic has to be like, "Hey, remember me, Big?" Because it's like Big has not been in these comics since SA1, which is
That's
crazy to
true.
consider because almost everybody else has at this point.
I mean, I guess all of our writers just haven't had a need for him until now.
I think it's a weird feeling because we've seen Big in so many other things since then. Like he was all in the Sonic X comics and stuff.
Sure, yeah,
Yeah, I think they realized, oh wait, we're not using big, and that's why they did this probably.
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, Sonic vouches for him, but they try to attack Sonic when Big is like, "I have to get the Black Jewel." But it's like, whoa, hey, let's not kill each other. Sally takes the initiative to act as a go-between for both clans. And well, that's how we got to Catland.
Yep.
And it's weird because she says we'll be a go-between, but then she just kind of volunteers Sonic to do it and then goes off on her own searching the colony ruins.
Yeah, at first I was like, this is kind of weird, but then I realized this is actually kind of stupid. You'll see later. Because, yeah, Sally is like, I'm going to go follow up on something. And then Sonic is like, and so Sally left for who knows where. Like, Sonic didn't even ask
True,
specifics.
yeah.
That will be fine, I'm sure, that no one knows where Sally is.
Communication problems. I say communication problems. Last issue ended with them going on a date. But
Mm,
Kind of
yeah.
skipped that.
Anywho, she does go search the Echidna colony ruins, and now the statue of the Echidna heroically stepping on the head of a cat guy he murdered is thankfully characterized as something shocking and bad.
I completely didn't notice that that's what the statue was, but you're right, that is what the statue is.
yeah, it is. I didn't notice that either.
And that's consistent with back in the SA1 arc. It's just that Penders wrote it as like, oh, this is a core part of history. It was so interesting that they came and colonized this place and murdered people. Ken Penders loves America. Anyway, Sal is suspicious about the disappearance of the crystal, obviously, and skulking around the ruins reveals that, sure enough, there's a Dark Egg Legion chapter here. They're wolves.
Yep, they're sticking to it. There are now Dark Egg Legion chapters all over the place.
Makes sense. I like that. That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, even with the Iron Queen gone, at this point, there's just enough dudes operating on this that,
Exactly.
like, they would still be operating independently.
Yeah.
And who could be leading them? Who could be the
Oh,
one
gee.
catching Sally here? Well, it's a wolf, obviously. A newly legionized Drago. Looking
Okay,
way scarier right now because of Butler's art, but
yes, that's what I was
True,
about
yeah.
to say.
He's a lot more scary
It-
now.
On the one hand, like, I just look at it, I'm just like, why are you trying to make them look scary? This is Drago. But on the other hand, like, okay, I mean, Drago's trying to be scary, so, like, I guess it kind of fits, but it's so goofy because they're still as much of a goof as they always are, but they're drawn like
yeah.
this now, and just like, it's so weird.
yeah,
I would like
think
to point out he doesn't get punched in this, by the way. But he does slam his chin into the ground.
Yeah, not this. They get punched.
He does.
later.
He does experience violence though, so that's still good.
I think what I would say is that you there is a disconnect because Flynn is clearly writing him to be basically more or less the same character we've been familiar with up to this point.
Sure.
The problem is that that character has been a joke character for the majority of the run. And so trying to shift that into a more serious direction, he's not trying to do that, but he does still have to be a threat, which he hasn't been.
Right. So so you
and
give
then
him
that
this
combined
edgy
with
design.
Butler's artwork, maybe there's a disconnect there, and it's like, oh, you should have been drawn him differently. I'll say this: the cover of the next issue, the Queen of the Cat People, looks nothing like she does when Yardley draws her versus Butler. But I don't know. It is odd. But maybe he is more threatening. Because having the metal arms and claws means that he can actually be more dangerous than just like, I buff and I punch.
Right.
It kind of makes sense. Yeah.
But it is odd. Anyway, Sally does dodge out of the way, but is cut off by this other guy, Razor Claw. I had to look it up. He was in the original Cat Tree stories, but basically all he did was stand around and then eventually got beat up by Locke. Cool character.
Oh.
Good to know. Yeah, I wasn't sure what they were going for, and then this guy showed up, and then things just fell apart, and I was like, okay, nothing has changed.
Yeah, the primary purpose of this guy is to be the other half of Drago's comedy duo.
Right.
Which, fair enough. Sally manages to trick both of them into attacking each other, which shreds their cloaks, shows off the cybernetics. Drago also claims that the two of them are co-grandmasters of the Legion, which, what? That's not true.
They've established that Grandmaster is the title of a regional chapter. It's not the overall Grandmaster.
I guess, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's just, we so long have been watching Lee and Da be like, I want to be Grandmaster. Now it's like, well, fucking everybody's a Grandmaster now. So.
True. Everyone but Lee and Da.
Yeah.
Oof.
Anyway, so Sally is cornered and forced to surrender, and that's where the scene changes. So Sonic, through careful use of his negotiator shoes, says he'll help garner peace between the wolves and the Felidae. And the Queen's like, fine, I'll pretend that I believe your shoes are for that. But I have one additional condition, which is that we all hate Big and want him gone, so he has to leave with you.
Damn.
That's so mean. What did he do?
My boy is just he's just straight existing here.
He's just vibing.
Yeah.
Just a nice
Yeah,
guy.
they don't even explain. I completely didn't notice they didn't explain, but yeah, they don't.
Yeah, no, it's just he's already exiled, so I guess they just don't want to lift that exile.
What did he do? I want to know.
I don't think it's explained. Yeah, I want to know why they've exiled him.
Apparently we're just like mean to dumb people. I don't know. Anyway,
Damn.
Sonic says, he could come live in New Mobotropolis. And now the wolves are here for a fight. So fuck, it's just one thing after another.
Really fucking is.
And that's the cliffhanger. So I guess we'll just continue right along. Sonic number 214. This is the cover I'm talking about. The Queen looks totally different under Yardley's pen here.
Yeah, wow. I'm looking at it, it's like that is kind of ridiculous how much different everyone looks.
Yeah, frankly, Lupe looks really different too. It's just that we've seen her interpreted by a number of different artists.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, they're all arguing over the Black Emerald. I like the fishing line coming right in the middle. But Raining Cats and Dogs Part 2, Flynn and Butler. The Wolfpack and Felidae are at each other's throats over the missing Onyx, but Sonic is more concerned about the missing Sally. Can he figure out how to create peace between two tribes before the Dark Egg Legion does something horrible? The girls are fighting. Sort of. It's like, the wolves basically just came here because Sonic took too long, which I think is...
That's kind of dumb.
It's bad strategy. Like, you let him finish the job.
That was the whole idea of sending Sonic first.
It makes Lupe look impatient because they didn't give any indication that Sonic was here for a while.
And I assume that they came because they're like, oh, he's taken this long, that means they must have done something to him because they don't trust the Felidae. But it looks like it just means that they don't have confidence in Sonic.
Damn.
That is the way it comes off.
Which is just strange, but yeah. And yeah, Lupe and the Queen, her name is Hather, they start arguing about dumb bullshit other than the fact that neither of them have the Onyx. And Sonic is not a good mediator for this. He can't really get them to listen to him.
Yeah, if only the actual politician was here.
Yeah, they really should have switched duties. They should have had Sonic
Yeah.
investigate.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I know why they didn't, because like they didn't want to have a point where I assumingly at least hesitant about having Sonic get captured, even though that's happened before.
Yeah, but he'd have a much easier time fighting Legionnaires.
Sure,
Anyway.
because I mean, Sally just straight up gives up and lets them capture her.
Yes, she does have a gambit here, but
Oh yeah,
yes.
she has a plan. I'm not saying she just does that. I mean, she has a plan doing that, but it's like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I would have switched the duties, but
Yeah,
Anyway.
same.
she's not impressed with the Legion anyway. Drago's like, I look so scary now, and Sada's like, who cares? So maybe it all is one big joke. I don't know.
She does that for a moment, but then she kind of has to placate his ego.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she doesn't want her face to get clawed, so.
Well, yeah, exactly. No, I get why she's doing it. I think it's
they
funny.
retcon here that Legionization has, like, been a thing for a while.
Yeah,
Dark Egg Legion
Yeah.
is just the name they gave it after Dimitri showed up.
which, okay.
They're trying to cover for the fact that what I was getting at earlier, like, oh, okay, Legionnaires are just everywhere now, is like it just kind of happened, like
it just
off
kind of
Yeah, no,
sprung
that's
up,
fair.
yeah.
at
Yeah,
no
they're
given
just
time.
suddenly here.
The thing is, it just what I didn't get to was that it's really weird that Eggman was in a position of weakness and then defeated for a while, and then is still super low on resources right now. So the only way this makes sense is if it happened way long ago. I think they realized that.
Yeah, it's a little sloppy. It's not, I guess it's not that big a deal, but it's like, I don't know. It's like, if you just said nothing, I don't know if I would care that much, but
Yeah.
anywho. Sally keeps playing dumb to get Drago to reveal more information. He explains who Razorclaw is, how he was exiled from the Felide for losing to Locke. Wow, fucking great tribe you guys got. And all the other Legion here are renegades from both nations, I think. Or is it just wolves?
No, it's both.
Okay, it's both.
Yeah, we'll see later in this issue. That's both.
Yeah. It also means that we get to briefly see old Locke design before he had the head stripes and the tribal outfit.
Oh, yeah.
So it really just looks like Beard Knuckles, but Sally talks more shit about him, which inadvertently gets him to reveal that, yes, we're holding the Onyx, which, I mean, she's fucking strapped to the thing, but he's saying we're holding it on purpose to intentionally manipulate the tribes into warring. Also, we might kill you to drag Mobotropolis into this and make everything worse. So, yeah, that could definitely destabilize things. Meanwhile, everybody's arguing still. I like Sonic using Big as like a big fluffy wall between Lupe and Hathor so they don't kill each other.
Yeah, that's great. Love Big just standing there and being like, "Sorry, I can't move." Sonic.
Sonic said to stand between you two.
I like that it's like definitely they're writing Big more like the games here, but I guess I guess this is me getting ahead of myself, but throughout Flynn's era of the comics, I love the way that he writes Big. I think that he is just dopey enough while still not being
Sure.
completely like non-functioning that he's
Right,
just
I-
endlessly endearing.
Yeah. No, and that's a version of Big I can appreciate, because I've talked about like not liking the versions of Big that are like seemingly mentally challenged.
A
just
little too much of a
dopey and-
caricature, yeah.
Exactly. Just if he's just dopey, that's fine. That's cute.
Yeah, no, he's just
It's
a big
endearing.
he's just a big
Just a-
doofy guy. He's nice.
Yeah, he's just a big guy. Come on.
Anyway, Sonic concludes, based on everything that he's hearing, that there has to be something fishy happening, and says, hey, both queens come, follow me to the Echidna ruins where nobody goes, and yeah, that would be where the Legionnaires are hiding out. Yeah, it's like, you know, we have this conflict between two of them, but as soon as we say, oh, hey, go get the bad guys, then it's just like, all right, time to action climax everything.
Yeah, basically.
Yep.
I mean,
I guess it's only a 2-issue story, so it's like we
Yeah,
kinda
and
have
it's
to
like,
wrap
it's not
this up.
unexpected. These are action comics.
No,
Obviously, that's going to happen,
exactly.
but it's like, we kind of don't have to figure out our differences between each other. We just kind of realize, oh, it's not the other guy.
right.
Drago, and it's funny because Drago and Razorclaw almost get into their own fight over who gets to mess up Sally. Sonic's the one who interrupts them, so it's possible that if they'd done nothing, they would have resolved this by accident.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I liked before when Drago was like getting played and monologuing, the Razor Claw was like obviously very annoyed, and now they're like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm gonna do something now. And the Drago's like, no, you idiot! You've got to toy with your prisoner and break their will first. Like he's trying so hard to be menacing.
Yeah, but yeah, incompetence to the rescue, and also Sonic. And the Felidae and Wolfpack, they really have no mercy for Legion traitors. Especially in the case of this guy, Canis. No, Canis is the guy holding him. Does this guy have a name? No, he doesn't. This guy,
No,
the
he doesn't,
spurned
yeah.
X. This guy.
Yeah.
He tried to date both twins at once.
Damn.
So,
Always a bad idea.
Yeah, that. I assume he gets the shit beaten out of him off screen because we cut away.
Assumingly.
I like that we have to tell Big to attack, but when he does, Drago gets sent flying so fast he punches a hole through the wall.
Bro, we skipped over it, but on page 12, I noticed that like the colorist goofed and gave all the Legionnaires like red faces,
Oh,
like
yeah.
Echidna Legionnaires.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that.
Interesting.
Because before they were shrouded in just blackness, like shadow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It's just on this page.
Interesting, huh?
I guess they were a little too used to certain other things. But yeah, the fighting's going on. We get Drago getting punched through a wall, like I said.
As he should be.
Yeah. Sonic steps in when Razor Claw retaliates, and then carefully takes his time saying hi to Sally, so the villains just kind of get away? What's going on here?
You know, we can't stop these
Villains of the week just yet. We gotta keep them on hand.
I don't know. It's weird, because they're just kind of standing there making out with everybody, and then Drago gets up, Razor Claw signals Drago and the others to head to like a secret bunker, and then they're just gone.
Again, we don't want to get rid of our villain of the week yet. He's still useful, or they're still useful.
They're not acting like it. They lost really easily.
Well, yeah, we need more villains we can beat easily.
I do like that despite the failure, like their troops are like really happy with this because they're like, oh, strategic retreat, and they're like, oh, good idea. I'm glad you're in charge. I thought that was funny. Like Drago's finally found a bunch of goons that are glad to
that actually respect him,
unlike his other team.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's that Drago gets beaten so easily that Sonic underestimates him and doesn't even consider that he would get up and run away.
Probably.
All right. Well, whatever. The clan leaders keep their forces back. They say, we'll finish the fight another day. We don't want people dying. We weren't even here for a big fight. We were here to get the friggin' gemstone. The Felidae don't want to let go of the hostilities. And Sally frames it as a very both sides thing. Lupe doesn't say anything. Hathor's just like, no, we're supposed to hate them. And Sally's like, well, the two of you have to get along. And it's like, fucking, what did Lupe do?
I think they're trying to seem.
I don't know. I just
Sally
like that
is trying to.
Yes, you're saying that she's trying to mediate, and you know it would be wrong if she's like, well, you one people need to get your shit together. But I kind of like that it's just completely unbalanced.
Well, I mean, it's kind of unbalanced now, but it was Lupe earlier who was like, oh, Sonic couldn't possibly do this. And then when I arrive and see that everything is going fine for Sonic, I'm still going to be antagonistic. Okay, so, I mean, yeah.
Well, anyway, the Onyx is here, so Sally can give a speech about how it's better to work together and not fight each other. So, you know, the Echidna ruins are right between these two places. So, you know, the Wolfpack doesn't touch it without permission, and the Felidae don't want to come to the Echidna ruins anyway. So we'll just keep it here. And yeah, that's all she wrote.
There's this little bit at the end where they're like, hey, is this a Chaos Emerald Sonic? Because Sonic's the Chaos Emerald expert, apparently. Sonic's like, no, it isn't. That's why we changed the name.
That's why we changed the name.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. And then they decide that's not a good enough cliffhanger, and then they have another cliffhanger right after that.
It's really weird, right?
Oh,
because, okay, for one thing, I just want to mention, Sonic and Sally get made honorary wolves, and so does Big, because he got freaking exiled from his actual family. But yes, they say, you can feel the Chaos Emerald's power. I don't feel it here. I don't know what that thing is, but it's not a Chaos Emerald. You know that regular gemstones just exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, why is this ominous?
I thought I don't know.
It
I
it's
find it a
it's
little strange, this whole story, that because I guess the heroes never had an opportunity, or did they know? Do the heroes know that Chaos was in here at one point?
I think it
Mm.
comes up when they're explaining something earlier.
Okay, so they do know. They never bring it up though. They kind of act like they never heard of this until this issue.
Y- You know, they don't. I don't think they do talk about Chaos, but I'm looking here. I don't think they say anything about the Black Emerald.
Well,
Frankly, it should also have a big crack in it because Eggman released Chaos by whacking it with a mallet.
That's true. Yeah.
yeah. I know. I almost wouldn't guess it was the same gem, but I know it is because everything else obviously fits. Unless there are two black gemstones that
Me assuming
the cat people had, that would be funny. But if it was somehow linked to Chaos, it's not a stretch to think it was somehow linked to the emeralds. I don't know. I assume they'll explain that later.
Well, anyway, our teaser for next time is Rotor. His family has been captured by the Dark Egg Legion.
Uh-oh.
You know, that was always an extremely shallow plot line anyway. So I guess it's good to give it some attention. But it's like every time we come back to Rotor's family, it's like I thought we were done with this.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
But you know, maybe fourth time's the charm. I don't know. Either way, we're not actually doing that today because as they hinted in the story, we've got more Sonic Universe first.
Yeah.
Starting here with Sonic Universe number 17, The Tails Adventure.
Oh.
Oh, I see what they did there. Very clever.
I'm so excited. Yeah, no, I remember really liking this one when I first read it. So you know, we had the Sea Fox in Tails' miniseries. We never really touched the story of the actual game itself, so it makes sense to put this here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, in fact, I hadn't even thought about these universe comics are actually a good way for them to adapt games they never adapted previously.
Yep, and you will see more of that, I think. Now that I'm saying it, I don't know. But anyway, the story here is Trouble in Paradise, Flynn and Yardley. Antoine and Bunny take their honeymoon on Coco Island with the help of Tails' sea vessel. But the peace and quiet they'd hoped for isn't so easy to find.
That is so great. They're like, let's adapt Tails' Adventure, but let's put Antoine and Buddy here just for fun.
Yeah,
I mean,
I love it.
I can't say no to more of either of them, so I'm cool. I gotta enjoy it.
I also think it's very funny that Tails is taking Antoine and Bunny on their honeymoon. We have to take him along just because he has the vessel for it.
Basically.
Antoine has piloting experience. They could have flown a plane.
Nah, we gotta have Tails here because Tails.
Yeah, I guess if they don't think it's a big deal, it's not a big deal. But yes, Coco Island from Tails Adventure the game.
Yeah.
It's big, it's beautiful, got mountains, caves, a lake, and an additional little island here that doesn't show up on Tails' map. Mysterious. And someone is spying on them from there with the little periscope coming out of the ground. And, well, we get to see who it is. It's the Battle Cuckoos, complete with Speedy. Finally getting to this.
Oh my gosh. I'm so happy to see them. That's great.
We have had bird characters off and on mention the Armada back and forth, and now we're finally seeing them.
I never would have pieced together this is what they're referring to. Honestly, this is one of the things that I didn't think would ever come up in the comics. But that's just great.
Yeah.
I
mean,
it
barely comes up in the games, and it's canon to those.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's part of why I'm interested to see it, because it's just kind of a weird thing in Tails Adventure, which, I mean, maybe that makes Tails Adventure special. But still, it's cool. It's cool to see here. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because like modern materials, like they use Fang still. There's at least an IDW classic comic with the Witch Carters. The only material that these guys have shown up in, other than comics, in the last 30 years is fucking Sonic Blitz, which is, as of right now, like a Brazil and Malaysian exclusive card-based FPS mobile game or something.
What?
Sorry, not FPS, RPG.
Oh, I mean,
It's
That
bullshit
didn't
is
really
what it is.
explain what the fuck it is.
I'll tell you what it is. It's gonna be shut down by the time we cover any mobile games on this show.
Huh.
Anyway. Yeah, it's good to see the battle birds is the point.
Yeah.
Tails leaves Antoine and Bunny to their business and heads to his secret workshop because, they deserve some alone time. And, case in point, Antoine makes a remark here that implies the two of them are gonna fuck. And you know what? Good for both of them. Bunny deserves to have a more healthy relationship to sex after what we've seen previously.
I mean, you don't have to think of it that way. You could just think that they're just happy to be together, but okay.
Well, he says, "Will we be bored?" he asks, and she says, "He's just a kid. Don't say that." So that's what they're implying.
Okay.
It's fine. It's not a big deal. I'm not saying anything is a problem here. Anyway, Tails, having been here at all, gets retconned in.
Right.
Because he had his miniseries and then he went home, but then they say actually before he went home on the way back he came here.
Right.
And during Sonic's year of absence in space after the Zorda attack, he also hung out here sometimes.
Well, that's what they were talking about. I was like, when was Sonic dead? It was when Sonic was in space. Okay.
That's what I figured he was talking about.
Yeah. Which I think that makes sense because he definitely would have been messed up by that whole thing and like needs some alone time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now that would be that if it were me, that would mean I would heavily associate this place with those unhappy memories and wouldn't want to come back here. But I don't know. I guess everyone grieves differently.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, let's talk about the birds. They're still monitoring him, and they see Tails fly, and Speedy's like, "That's it. This motherfucker needs to go down."
Oh, they all panic. Like, how the hell is he even doing that?
Yeah.
I'm so used to Tails in these comics that I completely forgot that I guess that it's kind of unusual to see a fox flying.
Yeah, I love one of them even asks, "Is that even legal?"
And the answer is no. The only Mobians meant to enjoy the sky are the birds.
The birds.
What's he think of bugs?
Tails brings that up later.
I have a remark about that later, but yeah.
But yeah, he says keep monitoring them, and we get a montage of everybody hanging out, just having a grand old time, building tents. I like, Antoine goes scuba diving, and I like that Bunny just hangs out with her legs stretched up above the water.
That feels a little counterproductive to going into the ocean.
It's stainless steel. She's not gonna rust.
Oh, I mean more like part of the reason you go to and into the ocean is to be in the water. And now it's just like she's only in the water like down to her. And I guess if you're tall, you're only usually like up to the your knees.
Well, maybe it's like she is under there with him, but like she doesn't need scuba gear. She can just stretch up if she needs air.
God.
We only brought one set of scuba gear. I like this panel of Tails at the computer eating a sandwich. It's relatable,
It is relatable. I've been there. Also, look at that ancient ass computer. It's like a '90s computer.
Yeah. Don't know where technological progression stopped there, but it's all
damn Tails. You don't even have a 4090. Cringe.
It's all part of the process because look, he builds the remote robot from the game.
Oh right, this is from the game. It's been so long since we played this game.
Yeah, I had forgotten too because I primarily think of this thing as being from the comics, but it is from Tails' Adventure. He uses it to go through little caves and passages, and he names it Teapup, which is a little more catchy than Remote Robot.
Yeah, that's a lot more catchy.
That's funny. I actually just thought that was the name in the game too, because that's the name I always remember it by.
Huh?
Yeah.
So it's a better name than Remote Robot.
So, Antoine and Bunny have a nice little heart-to-heart about their relationship. And they're like, hey, did we rush into things? Because we're both, 19 at most.
I can understand questioning, did we rush into things? But also, they've had such a fucking messy life. I can't entirely blame them.
Ultimately, they still love each other. And it's hard to know how much time you have when you live under constant existential threat.
Exactly.
'Tis better to not die with unrequited feelings.
Close enough.
Case in point, bird attack. They set the forest on fire.
God damn. That's certainly one way to deal with this.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're spying. We're gonna figure out a plan. No, let's just burn everything. And I think that that kind of bullheaded approach does stay consistent with the birds as a force of villainness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I seem to remember them burning forests in the game too. So
Well, I mean,
Oh, you know what?
I
You're
know
right. I think that does
Tails
happen.
used a lot of napalm, so I wouldn't put it past the birds to also use.
Yeah, I was gonna
napalm.
say I think of Tails as the guy with the napalm bombs. But these guys, I'm not saying these guys aren't assholes. So yeah,
Oh God, no.
but they
I like
attack.
that. I was just gonna say I like that Tails built their little pet robot like an hour ago, and like they're already talking to them like their pet. It's great.
Yeah, it's very
Well, I think Tails mentions that this is a project he's been working on for a while, so he's already kind of attached to him.
Yeah. The mechs that the birds have, it's like they do have mechs that look relatively like this in the game, but they definitely made them look more E-series here.
Oh yeah.
But Antoine and Bunny, they leap into battle. I like how Antoine spends the entire fight tearing them apart and shouting about how angry they ruined his honeymoon.
I also like that Antoine didn't bring their sword, so instead they can just grab a gun right out of one of their hands and then hit one of the other birds with it. Like,
yeah, Antoine.
wow.
Antoine ends up strapped. He's got a fucking blicky on him.
He's gotta make. I like to think that like Antoine is actually the best trained in terms of combat because he has to compensate
absolutely.
for not having any special powers. I guess maybe him and Sally are on par.
I would
yeah.
assume Antoine's probably more skilled just because he's also taken his role as a soldier more seriously.
Which means that if Antoine had access to the abilities that any of the other fighters, including his wife, had, he'd be cracked. He would be like,
oh god,
unbeatable.
yes. Oh god,
Darn
yes.
straight.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a badass fight. Tails arrives and flashes back to his prior adventures a little bit, which I guess is just like, hey readers, this stuff happened in other comics, because it doesn't really have relevance here. I guess he just says like, I'm cool and independent now, so I can beat these guys. But it's like,
yeah, basically.
I already believed in Tails. I didn't need convincing.
Well, I mean, last week we had a whole scene where he was complaining about people not taking him seriously and pointing out everything that he's been able to do.
Yeah, he hasn't been a big part of stories recently, so that is fair.
No, so I mean, yeah, it's like
the last time was House of Cards, and that was not a good showing.
Well, I mean, Journey to the East, he was a decent part of.
I mean, he was around, but he didn't.
It wasn't a big part of it.
Like when I think like, what does Tails do in Journey to the East? I think he gets mad about being infantilized, and then there's that scene where Fiona's really shitty to him. So
fair.
The point is, he gets to be cool here.
Yeah.
He trounces some birds, but then another bird flies past him and is like, "I'm going to humble you in the sky." And he does. He gets smacked up pretty badly.
Damn.
And on the ground, more big mechs are here to knock out Buntoine. So sad. Actually, they keep the mech that does it in shadow. I think it's one of the ones the bosses from the game.
Yeah, we'll see it at the very end.
I barely remember the game, so
yeah, I'm saying this out loud as much to remind myself as anybody else.
Fair enough.
But the bird soldiers ask like, "Who the hell are these guys? We don't know them." One of them says, "Maybe one of the rogues got mouthy," which connects them to some other characters we know.
Right, makes sense. Birds.
Well, maybe no is an overstatement considering these comics, but
I figured they were just talking about Bean or Predator Hawk. I didn't think anything else of it, but there's a more explicit confirmation later.
Rogues is only used in the context of the Babylon rogues, so that's
right. Yeah.
Okay, if we're gonna say it now, then I will say that is absolutely crazy. Linking the Babylon rogues to the battle birds, like making their name literal, like they're literally rogues. What the heck? I never would have thought of that. That's like so genius.
That is.
I wish that was official.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
Well, because like in the games, it's like, what do these characters have? And it's like not much. So connecting them all up with this thread, I think, is a perfectly good idea.
Oh yeah, I think
Completely.
connecting the birds up so like they're all connected. I mean, Bean's the case. I think in the games where he hasn't been around enough to link him, but absolutely doing with the rogues.
Yeah, that's like If they do a Tails tube with the Babylon Rogues, they might as well mention that. I don't think anybody
Sure,
would be
yeah.
upset.
I mean, well, someone would, but majority of
I
people
mean,
would think it's
yes, anyway. But yeah, Tails doesn't know them either, asking like, "Are you guys with Eggman or something?" But Speedy just kicks him down into his own shop instead of giving him any information.
Yeah.
He declares his supremacy, and that's our cliffhanger. Oh yeah, and he's Battle Cuckoo the 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah. I always forget about that because Grand Battle Cuckoo the 15th is still alive and leading the Armada. But
Right.
and his design is bad, I want to mention, because this is something that I especially realized seeing Sonic Blitz, but this is not what he's supposed to look like based off the game. Because
Wait,
in
really?
the game, he has a white body beneath his green chest armor and
Oh,
a
he
green
does.
helmet because he is a white bird wearing green armor. And
shit,
the
yeah.
straps hanging off it are supposed to be from the helmet, not from these goggles. But here they have interpreted him as being a green bird with just a very long pointy head, and his white body is now like a solid diaper. I don't know what's going on with that.
Huh.
Just looks
Okay,
bad.
okay. I didn't realize that at all. I didn't know this was screwed up.
Neither
I
did
was
I,
just
yeah.
like, wow, Speedy looks a lot like Bean, because I think they were going off of Bean here.
Oh, that
That
makes
makes a lot
sense.
more sense.
Yeah, and I'll show the artwork on screen. I think it makes it more clear, but that part's disappointing. But anyway, the reboot comics gave him a more flattering look anyway. So anyway, we'll continue right along. Universe number 18, the shitbird is coming for you.
The shit bird.
Trouble in Paradise Part 2, The Honeymoon's Over. Flynn and Yardley. Tails hides out and gathers weapons to take on the esoteric Battlebird Armada, while Antoine and Bunny are taken prisoner, but use the opportunity for some reconnaissance and espionage. And, yeah, Speedy is still persecuting Tails for flying, and I love this panel opening with just, "That's right, freak. Crawl on the ground where you belong."
I love he keeps calling Tails freak through the entire comment or through the entire story.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite out of context panels. It is weird because, as we mentioned, yes, Tails brings up bees and bats, and he's like, "Well, at least they have wings." But dude, you don't have wings.
That's true. You're just
Yeah,
hovering,
I
homie.
was gonna say the same thing.
I spend the entirety of of this and the next issue wondering, okay, why are you flying?
And here's
I guess
the
it's like
thing.
Knuckles flying.
Basically, no birds in Sonic, at least from Sega's canon, have wings.
No, they all have hands and arms.
Yeah, well, and you could still give them some other kind of wings, but they don't even do that.
Sure. No,
And like in the case of the games, it's like, well, Bean doesn't fly. The rogues only fly with hoverboards. So it's
Yeah.
like, maybe that's just how birds are in the Sonic universe. In the comics, though, there are definitely birds with wings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm remembering like that geriatric eagle guy. There's probably even more obvious examples.
Predator Hawk has wings, unless I'm remembering wrong.
Does he have wings? Okay. Yeah, that would be an obvious one. So yeah, super weird. He also says all birds belong to the Armada, so basically every bird character we've encountered, they've at least tried to connect with them in some way.
Yeah, I've noticed a trend in these comics that are like all characters of the same species automatically come from the same place.
It does. They definitely want to like centralize the species a little bit, because it's like that's why we've got multiple Legion chapters that are all the same species.
Right.
And like, oh, I don't know. I was about to say the chameleons, but they said that Rainbow Valley's chameleons and the ones from Dragon Kingdom are different, but
Right.
They
Okay,
definitely
yeah, there's an
are-
example.
they definitely are. They do have a trend of like they're all connected in some way, which was why I was saying I'm glad they didn't try to connect any of the Yagyu to Rouge or anything like that.
True.
Yeah.
Anyway, T-Pup to the rescue. He bites him on the ass, and that means the Tails can get out of here. We have a big chase scene through the caves.
Now maybe
Um,
Sonic character physiology is different, but aren't tail feathers literally just feathers?
That's a good point. Let's not think about it.
Yeah, let's not think further about that.
Tails dodges and weaves through all of these like stalagmites, stalactites, Speedy just breaks through them all. I don't know how hard his head
Yeah.
is.
He's
It-
using
it's
his shell ass.
it's still a helmet. It just doesn't look like
Oh
it.
yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
Hey, underneath the helmet is just another green head.
That is some Mega Man X levels of helmet that becomes your eyebrows. He does manage to get a hit in on Tails, but Tails just lets himself fall out of sight and doesn't come back up. And it's like, well, it's like, where are you? Come out of here. But then it's like, oh, we're calling you back to base. So he just gets out of there. And Tails just decides to sleep here on this extremely precarious cave rock.
Yeah, why not go back to your workshop?
I mean, they might be monitoring it.
Okay, well,
You could
I
check,
don't know.
certainly.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I guess the camping trip's paid off if he's capable of roughing it here.
Fair enough, yeah.
Anywho, Antoine and Bunny are in prison, and I love how bored both of them look.
Yeah, they've been in prison before. They already know how to try and get out.
Yeah. Well, you can hear
Yeah.
them. You can see them whispering their plan to each other.
Right.
The way you get out is you just grab one of your captors right through the bars. I love that.
Apparently, based on what I'm seeing, Antoine literally grabs him around the neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's-
as much of a neck as most Sonic designs have.
Yeah, well, so I assume that they take out Bunny first because it's like they say rise and shine, and then the very next panel, Bunny is out of her cell. So presumably they took her out, but then it's like, she stretches her arm, and then Antoine takes that moment to grab the other guy.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah. Anyway, but they do hold guns up against them, so they're taking Bunny out of there, but Antoine managed to swipe a key card, and yeah. Bunny is taken to see Battle Lord Cuckoo the 15th, just as bizarre looking as he was in the game, honestly.
They look a lot like a bird version of Eggman here.
Basically,
He does, yeah. I don't really remember what he looked like in the game, but definitely the coat smacks of Eggman-ness.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he's very mistaken about her because he thinks that Bunny is a Legionnaire because of her cybernetics.
Which smart play into that. She smartly plays into it.
Yeah, she has no issue with helping further this misconception. And it's like, I want to call Lord 15th dumb for thinking this, but there's a reason that I think it is actually reasonable for him to assume this. So anyway.
Okay, I'd love to hear it if maybe it comes up later.
I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay. Yeah, at this moment I'm like, wow, that's stupid. And then they're like, oh yeah, and also like we're actually allies of Eggman. And I'm like, really?
Mhm.
You are? This is like almost as random as the Iron Queen apparently being allies with Eggman. Like
That
all the villains are just friends with Eggman now, apparently.
I guess it's an assumption of like none of them are strong enough to take him on directly, so they would just instead view
Here's
it
what
makes
I
more
think.
sense to be loyal to him, or at least quote unquote loyal.
Here's what I think. I think this almost makes more sense for game Eggman than comic Eggman. Because the way I see it is like, the world is a big place. It's too big
Sure.
to be able to control all of it at once. But Eggman, his level of control, especially if I am talking about game Eggman indeed, is that he wants to feel like he's in control more than he cares about actually delegating and managing people. So if he can send an email to some other tyrant that says, hey, you work for me,
Mhm.
and they're like, yeah, sure, whatever, he's probably content to let them govern however they feel like as long as they don't oppose him.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Now, is that extremely convenient? Yes. But that is how I'd rationalize it.
Well, and also, Bunny is not a nobody. They're like one of the main freedom fighters. Like,
Well, she
they really
explained
didn't.
she does explain it, that she's been acting she's deep on she's deep implanted.
Yeah, I find that really weird that that's the angle they take. But I guess, yeah, I don't know.
It's very
think it
iffy
works.
because it's like, yes, these people should be famous the world over. Certainly Sonic couldn't get away with anything like this. In the case of Bunny, it's like, mostly her loyalties have been to the Republic of Acorn. She hasn't gone on a lot of, like, globe-trotting journeys, as far as I know.
Sure.
And the Battlebirds, they are on Eggman's payroll, but they're not, they're not Legion or anything like that. So, again, it's very convenient, but they have the story that they want to tell here, so I guess they're going to use whatever contrivance they can to get there. I like the idea of Bunny being undercover for this anyway, so that's why I kind of let them hand wave it a little bit.
This would have worked better, in my opinion, if Bunny pulled this on the bird, with the bird not being allied with Eggman, but not like wanting to get in Eggman's way. If Bunny was like, "Hey, have you heard of legionizing people across the world? Well, I'm one of the members of Legion," and they're like, "Oh, so you're with Eggman? Okay, yeah, we don't want to get in Eggman's way." That would make more sense, I think.
Yeah, it's like battle birds are like, maybe they can still be like allied with Eggman to the extent that it's like, yeah, we know him. We told him we wouldn't get in his way, and he lets us do this as long as we don't interrupt his plans or something like that. And then if Bunny came up with the lie, like, "Do you see my arm, asshole? I work for Eggman." That would be better than him just assuming.
That's fair.
Anywho, we get some exposition about the battle birds. They want to control the skies for bird kind, and they want to find the promised land with an ancient mystery about it.
Yep. So they really are linking them to the rogues.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And yes, he does mention that they used to be part of the Armada, but went rogue, hence the name. We already talked about that. But Bunny's like, "Oh yeah, I can help you out with your plan. We'll plan in a second because we go back to Tails after this." But Tails wakes up and he secures his Sea Fox with some gas grenades. So we are doing a little bit of Tails adventure mechanics here. And yeah, we got our vessel back, so we're gonna head for that secret other island, which we can pretty safely assume is the base of the Battlebirds.
Mm-hmm.
But you can only get in through underground tunnels, so the Sea Fox can't do much on its own. I guess the giant fucking drill on the front is just for show.
No, he uses it in the next issue.
I know, I'm being facetious. But yeah. And we get to see an example of what having every single bird as a potential member of your army means, which is to say, a lot of the random Battlebird soldiers are just not that competent, or even interested in acting as soldiers, because Antoine talks this guard into leaving with cooking tips.
You know what? That'd probably get me.
Okay, but this is a great reference to Sad AM.
Oh my god, it is!
It is a callback to the margarine torture scene.
Yes.
Right.
So I don't care. I'll completely forgive this for the sake of that.
No, and here's the thing. I love the Battlebirds because in every fight scene they have, in every scene that the soldiers have with the upper management, they're not taking things seriously enough as they should be. They're all like complaining about their jobs, and at certain points there's a point later on here that we'll get to where it's like they think the heroes are cool at various points, and they're just, a lot of times they're just like friendly.
Yeah. This organization is a little strange.
Yeah, I think it's charming, but yeah. Antoine gets this guy to leave so he can use the key card to get out. But he walks right into Speedy, setting the base on high alert.
Of course.
So that's a shame, but Bunny's like, "Oh, excellent opportunity. I'll go detain him." Tails, meanwhile, is attacked by enemy submarines, and this is a moment that I like. He distracts them by saying, "Hey, your guys' cloaking tech is really cool. What do you use?" And they just are they're happy to have a conversation about it. They come off like Monarch henchmen from the Venture Brothers almost.
Oh yeah, they do.
I really like that one of them tries to name the inventor, and they can't pronounce Dr. Fukurokov's, if I even did that correctly, their name, because it's such a weird name.
Yeah, and I think that becomes like a bit about his name, but
it does, yeah.
Yeah.
But this gives Tails the opportunity to get the drop on them, and I like that Henchman 21 here fires a missile by accident, and that's the only one that actually manages to hit Tails. He apologizes for it too. They're just nice guys.
Apparently.
Antoine is running from Speedy. I don't know how the hell Speedy doesn't catch up. Does he not want to fly indoors? What the hell? But
assumingly,
anyway, He finds a door to get out, but it's at the top of a mountain because birds don't need to worry about heights.
Yep.
And this next scene I think is pretty good. Speedy catches up. Bunny comes in saying he's mine and still pretending to be a Legionnaire. And Antoine, quote unquote, takes her seriously. And he says this totally lines up with Silver, who said there was a traitor in the Freedom Fighters. And then he throws himself backwards out the mountain door. But what I like is that if you've been watching, you can tell from like the expressions and Antoine's like theatrical speech, you can tell that he's bullshitting.
Yeah.
So here's the problem. I don't trust these comics one bit. I don't trust these comics to be that smart. And I actually didn't believe that was going on because there's absolutely no reason to bring up Silver here because Speedy doesn't know who Silver is. What does that detail mean anything? That's only to try to convince, well, the readers, tricked me kind of. I mean, I knew Anton wouldn't commit suicide, but I thought they were actually unsure of things because why would they bring that up? That's weird.
I guess the question is, would him saying someone told us there was a traitor be an effective part of the lie such that Speedy would believe it? And he certainly doesn't look very impressed by it.
No, yeah, like Speedy is just so done with this. They're like, wow, this is stupid.
I don't know. I think that you have a point in saying, like, does the story take it on faith that you know she's bullshitting? And obviously, him falling out the door and Bunny going, no, is used for the cliffhanger here, which obviously if he is bullshitting, knows that he's not going to die doing this, but and it becomes like Poe's Law, like does Bunny know? And I don't know if she knows. Or at least you don't looking at this, because her expression at least looks genuine. So I don't know. It is very up and down with it. But
I think the way it's written, Bunny doesn't realize it until next issue.
I guess let's just move on. Sonic Universe number 19. I love this cover. It's good. It's a really good cover. I like that Antoine can still be silly even though he doesn't suck anymore.
Yeah.
Trouble in Paradise Part 3 Undercover. Flynn and Yardley. We kind of did the undercover thing at this point, but whatever. Antoine and Bunny become separated, but the heroes and villains converge on a battle for the Armada's secret base. And I don't know. So yeah, Antoine falls out, and Bunny's watching him. But then her expression changes because she clearly sees he's okay. So I guess you could say that Bunny really was convinced by his performance that he was actually trying to do that. So yeah, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I guess Antoine's comment about Silver was to convince Bunny because he needed her to be convinced for the plan to work, maybe.
I don't know.
I guess, yeah. I mean, that kind of makes sense.
I don't know. It's good that she realizes quickly enough that it doesn't really matter, but it's a weird thing. It is a weird moment, I guess is what I would say. But anyway, Speedy is instantly onto her. He's like, you seem awfully upset that you lost the man you're only pretending to be in love with, which is weird because no, she actually doesn't seem that upset. That's the whole thing.
Yeah,
I guess she shouted no, but she got over it pretty fast.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very back and forth. It is a very weird tone that they're striking here.
It is, yeah.
She's keeping the double agent play going and chews them out. Because it's like, oh, you guys have been treating me like shit this whole time. I've had a lot going on. But yeah, Antoine's fine. He landed on Tails. I like that he's very proud of both himself and his wife for all that. And I love that Tails hates it. But the Sea Fox is still damaged, so it's not going to be submerging because of that missile. So they tie it up and decide, all right, we'll get in through the cave in the jungle. And there's this moment here, right? In the Flynn era, characters really like reminiscing on past events, mostly to remind readers of stuff that happened that's going to be relevant. And I like that Antoine here then calls back to a bunch of stuff Tails is not proud of.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, it's kind of a cringe Antoine moment, unfortunately, because like Antoine says, "Oh, I'm not making fun of you." In like the same sentence, they call them a big boy, a manly man, and I'm like, you really don't know what you're doing?
Yeah, yes, it's cringe, and I mean that's on purpose as the joke, but it's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
We haven't seen this version of Antoine in a while, so it's kind of sad to see him pop up again.
Yes, but
That's my
also I
point.
like that he can have that flaw. I don't know. It's
No, I don't dislike that he can have that flaw, but I think the big thing is that we spent so much time developing
it
Antoine
is jarring.
into.
It's been
Yeah,
Chad Twan the whole way down for a while now.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's odd. Anyway, we teased Dr. Fakurokov before, and here he is. Speedy goes to see him because he wants to use his computer, and he looks basically the same as in the game.
I barely remember him in the game, so I'll have to take your word.
Well, my point is that they gave Speedy and Battlelord 15 mild
Sure.
redesigns, or misinterpreted designs in the case of Speedy, but this guy looks basically identical. And he is a wacko.
Yeah, they don't really have anything to go off of, so I like the angle that they took with them as like a super grumpy mad scientist feeling unappreciated in their workplace. It's great.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. Speedy looks up Bunny's file in the database and sees she is not a double agent. And it looks like
Yeah, so they just what the heck was the Battle Lord saying earlier? They were like, "Oh, news comes slowly
Yeah,
to
but you
us
just
from
look up,
Eggman,"
just
and they
check
just
the
have
egg.
ready
Yeah.
access to like their entire database. What the
No,
heck?
I'm not a fan of that. I feel like it
That's
should have they should have gotten the news in at some point instead.
yeah,
yeah.
it doesn't reflect very well on him as a leader, does it?
No.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Speedy is gonna take this mech out by the looks of it, so we'll see that later. Tails and Antoine beat up some soldiers in the underground passageway. They were gonna blow up the shortcut to the base, but they're just not that competent as soldiers, so we beat them up.
Yeah.
And we're gonna use those bombs to break into the tunnel ourselves and fight more guys, which does get them on Speedy's radar as Fakurkov is working on the mech. But speaking of mechs, this one has his flamethrower trained on Antoine and Tails. So they're about to get attacked. I'm sorry, I'm skipping over a lot of stuff here because the action moves pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But this guy's about to blast him with fire, but here's Bunny to take him down. And importantly, she has a sword for her man.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And she has a special USB drive with a base map on it for Tails, so she really got things done.
God damn, yeah.
Also, her arm has a storage compartment, I guess specifically for USB drives. What else could fit in that tiny little thing?
Well, I mean, yeah, Rotor probably installed it when they got upgrades.
Is that
Use it
actually
for
a
Pez
separate
candy.
like USB drive, or is that just part of her arm?
The green thing, I assume, is...
Oh, I thought that was the USB connector.
I guess we don't
So
really
she
see
can,
them
like-
use it, so...
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't know
No,
for sure.
you can see Tails inserting it
Do
on
we?
page 17 at the top.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
he's putting
yeah.
it in the back
Yeah,
of
okay.
Teapot.
Yeah.
Alright, well, anyway, this doesn't matter. It is... We get a map of the base, and we can see that it is a whole-ass fortress. And they don't mention the fact that it clearly has wings, but
No, don't
Yeah.
worry about it. It's fine.
we're gonna head for the storage bay. We blast through more dudes. We're gonna break the base wide open, and yeah, we fly up an elevator shaft after completely just decimating these guys. There's two more guys with mechs. They don't even show them getting beaten. They're no problem. But they get to the top, and Fukurakov is there. And neither the heroes nor his own allies can get his name right. That's the whole joke. They keep doing that.
Yeah.
But here comes a boss battle. It's the big mech. It's Speedy piloting the big mech.
Yeah.
It's like we said this was coming, and then it did, and that's our cliffhanger. So it's like, what am I supposed to say? How will our heroes get out of this one? Is this the end for Tails? No, they're fine. Like, obviously,
Of course
that's
not.
gonna continue.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a weak note to end on because that's the end of the episode. Our 5
Yeah.
comics.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's been mostly fun today, I think.
Yeah.
I like that they're
Yeah.
using the battle birds. I like Antoine and Bunny.
Yeah.
The wolves and cats episode was fine. It was not amazing.
Yeah, that one wasn't great, but I like the universe one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The universe one was overall pretty solid.
I guess it's just that, like, when you have the falling action from Iron Dominion, it's like anything else is like, yeah, it's fun enough. It's not part of some big huge saga, so it's very much just these were serviceable issues.
Basically,
Yeah, that's all right. I'll
inherently a
take it.
bad thing.
It's fine.
Yeah, I
Next
mean,
time on Deep
serviceable
Dive
is
Zone.
still
what?
oh, yeah, serviceable is still not bad.
Yeah. So next time on Deep Dive Zone, we will not be finishing it, because next time on Deep Dive Zone, we have an emergency episode we need to make, because, we did our canceled Sonic games episode. It turns out there's some more stuff that we have to cover, and, you may think that you know what it is. I think that we're going to bring you some stuff you've never seen before. So look
It should be
forward to that. But with all that said, for tonight, that is where we're going to be done. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my two co-hosts for being here. I always love doing this stuff. And yeah, if you like this video, please feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, criticisms, suggestions, or feedback, you can reach us at any of the links in the link tree in the description. And yeah, stay tuned for some epic exclusive information, some Deep Dive Zone exclusives. So with all that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next week for another exciting episode. I hope you all have a great rest of your night, and take care.